Okay, 6. Evaluate the following bracket expressions. Oh, we're on the last question. Okay, see how this goes. The first one is, they're labeled A, cons, list, 1, 2, list, 3, 4. We know cons takes an element in the list, puts that element into that list. So this will end up being list 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, it will not. I am getting tired. List 1, 2, 3, 4, because it goes into this list here. Okay, almost got me there, almost got me. Nearing the end of the test, getting tired. It's been a long time, but power through. The next one is catter of apple, book, oh boy, apple, book, cat, doubt, eel. Then this here. So this is the list. Catter is the car of the cooter. The cooter would be, just without this, would be this list here. So the car of this is cat. The catter of this whole thing is cat. C says map, lambda, everyone's favorite combination of functions. X, cons 0x. And then this is applied to a list of an empty list, 2 and 3, 5. List of empty list, 2 and 3, 5. Okay, so this is saying take every element of this list, apply this lambda function to it. That's what map does. This lambda function cons 0 onto every element of this outer list, which are going to be this one, and this one. Oops, there we go. So it's going to say cons 0 into each of these lists. And we're going to get 0, 0, 2, 0, 3, 5. Okay, D. List plus 1, 2, list 1, 2. List plus 1, 2, list 1, 2. Okay. So this will evaluate because it's a function. I wouldn't evaluate if we put something here, but there's nothing there. So this will say list, essentially list 3, list 1, 2. I'll simplify that. So list 1, 2 turns into 1, 2. And this will say 3, 1, 2. Make sure you have this apostrophe here when you're outputting a list. I think. Pretty confident in that. And the last one, very last question of this whole test, I'm gonna make a little bit of space for. So I'll erase these. Hopefully it wasn't in the way too much and you can see them. This is sort of tricky. Has these kind of nested lambda functions. See if I can write it out without messing up. Lambda x. If odd x, lambda x, x plus 1. Else lambda, this is not good indentation, but these should both be indented, but just ignore that. X minus 1. And then we have a couple extra parentheses, closing this if, closing this, and then it has 3, 12. Okay, so let's think about this. This is a lambda procedure here that says if x is odd, output a lambda procedure, and if it's not odd, output a different lambda procedure. And this lambda procedure here, we follow, this parenthesis probably matches up, I think, here. So it'll run this lambda procedure on 3. That will output a lambda procedure like it runs on 12, right? Yeah, so this one matches up by closing this lambda. This parenthesis, I'll put an X below it, matches with this one. And this one, I'll put like a star beneath it, matches up with this one over here. So this lambda will output a lambda when it's run on 3. That will be evaluated by this outer set of parentheses on 12. So this first lambda is going to be run on 3. If odd x, well, x is odd, it'll output this lambda here. So now we get basically lambda x plus x1 on 12 is what this evaluates to, and we simplify this inner lambda and see what it outputs based on that 3. And this will evaluate to, of course, 12 plus 1 is 13. Really hope I did that right. If odd x, yeah, I think so. If odd x, lambda x plus 1, lambda x plus 1 on 12 is 13, right? Okay, if I did that wrong, someone please let me know and I'll put it in the comments. It's gonna be a little tricky for sure, even for a ULA. Okay, so that's the entire exam. Again, I hope this has given you some insight into how you can approach these problems, helped you a little bit. I know I stand in front of the board sometimes, sorry about that. Made a couple errors here and there, but that happens on every test. You don't need to get 100% on this test to do well in the class by any means. So go do some studying, prepare for the test well, rewatch this if things were confusing. Make sure to look in the comments below for any corrections to my work, because again, I did this from our first look at the test. And good luck on the midterm.